Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of RunYogi Diaries. This is your host, Santosh Shiva. Continuing my foray into lifestyle based topics this year on my podcast, I'm happy to have Sukanya Sridhar back on the show. She was a guest on my episode number 6 way back when I started in 2020. She brings a unique perspective to lifestyle and health. And she also calls herself a health lifestyle coach. Her consistency in leading a lifestyle that is inspiring, is active, and keeps her healthy is something that we want to dig a little deeper today. I hope you enjoy the conversation, take away some tips, and get inspired to perspire. If you like the work I do on this channel, please remember to hit like, hit subscribe, and leave your comments, and feel free to share this content with others who might benefit from the conversation. Let's dig in and welcome Sukanya Sridhar. Hi Sukanya, welcome back to RunYogi Diaries.
Thank you, Santosh, for having me. I'm excited to do this again with you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and I think you were probably my fifth or sixth guest when I started the podcast, and you're always an inspiration of how to lead a powerful, meaningful life amidst all chaos. While we see the glamour and the glitter and in front of us, there's a strong person behind. There's a person
Thank you.
behind who's a strong
Thank you.
woman there. So we want to kind of maybe spend some time around your own personal what you do as a health lifestyle coach, and what is
Sure.
health and what is lifestyle. But before that, let me maybe request you to do a quick personal introduction, and then we can
Sure.
jump in.
Sounds good. So my name is Sukanya, and I live here in Florida for the past 6 years, and we are moving again. So don't know where. It's a mystery place to move. But I've been doing the health coach. Started it seriously for the past 4 years now. Before that, I kind of knew I need to get healthy. Healthy meaning exercise, and I knew food was a big thing in getting healthy, but I didn't know how. But once I learned how to do it, I have just come so far that I'm happy to be where I am, and I like to spread my joy of living healthy.
Yeah, perfect. And maybe if you don't mind sharing, what got you in this mission? Why did you become a coach? I mean, a lot of people like to be healthy, but few decide to actually go out and coach and spread awareness. So
Sure.
what's behind that?
So it all actually started with my college friends. So
Hmm.
I started becoming healthy. I started seeing a change in me. I started seeing the weighing scale move. If you ask any person, what does it mean to be healthy? They will say, I want my weighing scale move. But I
Hmm.
learned in the process that it's more than weighing scale. We'll talk
Hmm.
about that, I'm sure. But so when I was rejoicing. I felt my energy was better, my clothes was fitting better, and I am a loud person. If you see me on Facebook, on social media, I'm a loud person, and I'm not ashamed to share my journey. So when I was explaining this, my college friends, I have to give it to one particular friend. Will she'll be happy that I used her name here, Hari Priya. She was like, Sukanya, why don't you help us lose the weight? So I'm like, okay. So I came up with this a plan, and I started coaching them. And the people who came on my coaching started to see the difference. And once they started seeing difference, my class, I wanted to spread the joy of what I learned, and I'm seeing results in a few of my friends. And so I reached out to my thanks to WhatsApp that we are in touch with all our childhood friends. So I reached to my school friends, Fatima Matriculation, and people jumped on that, and they all started to see the result. And the more even for me, I went through hard times. Like most of you know, that I went through cancer, and I was not happy. And with myself, with the steroids messing my body up and all that. So once this the lifestyle changed for me, and I see all the benefits that it can bring me and all my friends. I wanted to spread the word, and I have to give it to my friends too. They kept encouraging me to, spread it, and so here I am, and now I can't stop. And every single person who have come through me see the change. It can be small, it can be big. It is where they want to take it. I am here to encourage, I am here to motivate, I'm here to tell them the ways to do it. But it's how much you want to do in your life. It's so I see results. So and I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah, beautiful. So maybe let's zoom into that a little bit. Like,
Uh-huh.
what happened when you say you had a personal transformation
Mm-hmm.
from a health perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and you also said it's not just weight, right?
Yes,
But there is a weight element involved, but it is
absolutely.
not just you realize it was not only
Exactly.
weight later on. So
Exactly.
tell us about that. What exactly did you discover? Let's put it like
Absolutely, absolutely.
that.
So
So
what
yeah, go ahead.
so what I found out in my journey was we all have to understand a slim person doesn't necessarily is being healthy.
Mm,
A person who is not slim, I hate to use the word fat, but
mm,
a person who is rounded or does not mean that they are not healthy. They
mm,
could be healthy. So we are focused on the weighing scale for the wrong reasons. The weighing
mm,
scale is just a number, okay? It'll fluctuate. So I can this morning, as last night we went out for dinner. Things happened Friday evening. So by the time we got out, it was 8 o'clock. And then by the time the food came, it was 8:30, 8:45. By the time I ate,
mm,
it was 9 o'clock. And that is late eating, right? So I
mm,
see it in the morning when I get on my weighing scale, and I'm so obsessed with the weighing scale. I get on the weighing scale, I notice the change. It's just one
mm,
day. Is it okay? Absolutely, it is okay. But
mhm,
the weighing scale will show a difference depending on the stress that you have, depending
mm,
on what you eat, depending upon whether you slept well or not, how much water did you consume in a day. You take a shower and step out from the bathroom to weigh yourself, your weighing scale will change. So the weighing scale fluctuates in our
mm,
body throughout the day. So I always say the best time to weigh yourself is first thing in the morning, naked, use the bathroom, go weigh yourself. That is the weight number that I will stick with, right? So, so we cannot be addicted to the weighing scale. It is just a number. But does it help us to reach our goal? Like you said,
right.
yes. That is one thing that I tell my clients that, unfortunately, when we look at the weighing scale, when it moves the right direction, we get the confidence to say, okay, I am doing the right thing. But we all have to understand it is more than the weighing scale. It's being healthy. What does being healthy mean? Your numbers should be in green. Like now you have all these digital weighing scale machines that you have, that people have it in their phone, that you can check when you're checking your body fat. That is what we are focusing on. So the body fat, your water content, your muscle mass, your protein that you take in your body, they all should be in green. That's what I say. Don't make sure it is not in red. So make sure it is in green. Is it going to happen overnight? No. So change your brain to say, you know as long as you're doing the right thing, you're eating the right thing, you're exercising, your lifestyle is a healthy lifestyle. um, the weighing scale is just a number. Don't focus too much on it. Do it, do your best, but that's all you can do.
Mhm.
Does that answer your question?
It does. It does. So,
Uh-huh.
so I think if I were to take away something from what you're saying
Uh-huh.
is, it's like if you're in a game, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a scoreboard, right? And the weighing scale is like a scoreboard. It's not the game,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, if you're a soccer player, if you're a cricketer, or if you're whatever game you play, the scoreboard is merely a measure of how well or bad you're probably doing,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't mean that that's the game. The game is actually, dribbling the ball, or you're getting the ball to move in a certain direction.
Yes.
There are a whole bunch of things as
Yes.
a sports person you would do
Yes.
to improve the game. So,
It's
right?
very funny you said that, because I was just reading it the other day, and it said about, if you go to Japan and you ask people, how was your game?
Hmm.
Okay. They say, I enjoyed the game. They will say everything that they enjoyed the game. But if you
Hmm.
ask us, how was your
Hmm.
game? We will say that person won and this person lost.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to change. It is not about
Yeah.
winning and losing. It is
Hmm.
about doing the right thing, being there,
Hmm.
enjoying the game. Uh, there's always one winner, and that's okay. So it's
Yeah.
just funny that you mentioned that, and that came to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the weird thing is, the reality is that
Uh-huh.
your life is not a game. But then
Exactly.
we tend to live it like that, right?
Exactly.
We tend to look at the weighing scale on a morning and say, "Oh my God, I'm losing,"
Yes.
and boom,
Exactly.
boom, boom, right? And
Exactly.
that's not reality. That's
That's not
just,
reality.
that's not.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not a game. But then,
Yes.
so yeah, that's great. I get it. I think I get the
Yeah.
core message. So there are a whole
Yes.
bunch of things you need to be focused on,
Absolutely.
and this is, and not just a scoreboard. So
Not
scoreboard
just a stopper.
is out there to tell you certain things. Use it for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
So let's maybe spend some time on what are those things,
Okay.
for a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Um,
Sure. So when I say healthy lifestyle, there are few things we have to do every single day, unfortunately. Okay. Uh,
we're,
unfortunately.
we're living, so why make it unfortunate?
Exactly, exactly. So what we do is, every day we have to find time to exercise. We
Hmm.
have to find time to exercise. People come up with excuses to say, "I have a yeah, I have a busy day." Yeah, we all have a
Hmm.
busy day. Well, if your meeting starts at 11 o'clock, I mean, let's say 9 o'clock, get up a
Hmm.
little 30 minutes early. Do something. Some people, depending on your lifestyle, let's say you can only do yoga in the morning, do the yoga.
Hmm.
If you can get on a treadmill for 20 minutes, get on the treadmill for 20 minutes. If you people, it's cold. Everybody in the East Coast are shivering with cold. People don't want to go out. Turn on a YouTube and do some YouTube. They actually teach you in YouTube, same place walking. Do some kind
Hmm.
of a movement. Okay, so working out should be part of your lifestyle every single day. If you come up with excuses, imagine this: if your kid is if your kid needs to be working out every day for something, that your kid is sick or something and they need to better their body, will you will find it you will find opportunities for your kids to work out. So
Hmm.
we don't put ourselves first, we put everybody else first. So
Hmm.
that mindset should be changing. um, if you get I also tell people to set an alarm for every hour. Get up and walk 100 steps. Take your phone calls, Zoom. Of course, Zoom calls you can do, but these days everybody's doing
Yeah.
Zoom on the phone. So every hour you can do something. So exercise is very important. People say, I am traveling today. If you're traveling today, go from one gate to the other walking. Don't take the tram. Okay. So
Hmm.
consciously make sure that you get those steps. Can you achieve 10,000 steps per day? No, you might not, but at least
Hmm.
you're trying to do it. So that is
Yeah.
should be exercise should be part of your lifestyle.
Hmm.
Number two, you have to drink water. If you
Hmm.
drinking water actually helps your skin clear up, it'll help your metabolism better, it'll help your digestion better, things move in your body in a better way. So I'm sure everybody has heard, when you go to the doctor and they're trying to put a needle in you, they are saying you're not hydrated enough. So
Hmm.
you have to keep hydrating, and it's just water. So some people ask, having green tea, is it water? Yes, it is water. So try
Hmm.
to drink some green tea. But too much green tea, you don't need that. So water, it'll never hurt you. But make sure your sodium levels are good, because you don't want to flush out your sodium. So
Hmm.
depending on your body, depending on your doctor's advice, keep drinking water. Number three is food. We all talk about 80% of our health is food, food, food. The biggest problem that I see with people, they do not connect with the food that they eat. So, what do I mean by that? You need to have the macros. You need to have the four macros: the protein, the good carbs, the good fat, and the fiber. You need to have it. So, when use a small plate, don't use a big plate. Portion control makes it very important. So, when you're piling your plate, look at your plate, connect with the plate, make sure that you have all these four ingredients every single time you eat. And your
Mm.
body doesn't need much food, it just needs much nutrients. So make sure that you're eating on all these yo-yo diets. I'm going on the, so what do you call, Whole30, Jenny Craig, keto diet. When you're doing it, you will see the weighing scale move. Not
Mhm.
necessarily your health will get better, but your weighing scale will move. But when you stop, you're going to put that right back on. So you will not sustain all these diets for a long time. So the diets that we will sustain is our comfort food, what we eat every
Mm.
single day. That's the food that you can eat for a longer time. That's the food that you know that you can hold on for the rest of your life. So our food, I majority of my food is Indian food.
Mhm.
Our Indian food has protein and carbs and good fat, but we just don't connect with it. We just eat mindlessly. That's when
Mm.
our health problem comes. So food plays a major role in our body. Number four is rest. You have to
Mm.
sleep. People think, I know a person who says sleeping is wasted of his time, but I'm like, how can you function without sleeping? So when you sleep, you work better, your body is rested, you actually lose calories when you're sleeping. So you
Mm.
need to be there. People who are stressed, they come and say, hey, I couldn't sleep, I'm stressed. Find ways to calm your body down. Meditate. Some people say meditation for 10 minutes helps. Not looking at a monitor helps. Reading a book, turn off the light, just close your eyes. Soothing, what do you call, soothing music can help people. So find ways to calm yourself up and sleep. But sometimes we all have to be selfish. I'm very selfish about my time, about my exercise, about my sleeping. I am very selfish. Um, if I give in to, it's okay, like tomorrow I'm having a plumber coming, I'm just giving you an example. I make sure that plumber comes after my workout time. I will tell him,
Mm.
please come at 11 o'clock. After that, I'm free. But before 11, I don't want anybody in my house. So make sure that you make those small changes
Mhm.
in your lifestyle. That is healthiness for me. And it is
Yeah.
not one day affair. It is not a week's affair. It's not a year affair. It is for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So those are the
Wonderful.
four basic things.
No, that's beautiful. And I think one thing that I would also call out is the why be healthy. I think in your case there is clarity that why you want to be healthy, and I feel like a lot of people um, don't know that. A lot of people know why they want to make money,
Yeah,
or why they want to build a big house. You seem people to have some obvious reasons for it,
yeah,
and but most people are not conscious about why they needs to be healthy.
yeah.
It could be that if you don't, you age of probably in your late 40s 50s, you're going to lead a vegetables life.
So the one
Take a
thing
pick.
I tell, you're right, but one thing I tell my female friends, okay.
Hmm.
Um, so when we get married, we have kids, our body bashes up. We get through,
Hmm.
we have kids, and your body has gone through so much. Like the doctor that you interviewed just before, he was talking
Hmm.
about hormones.
Mhm.
Hormones plays a lot of different effects on different people. So when our life gets consumed with kids, with family, with husband, with cooking, with cleaning, it is just such a sad state of affairs to say women women do the cooking and cleaning and take care of the family. It shouldn't be the case. That's another different video we can do. But uh, like we women are so caught up with so many other priorities. We don't put priorities for ourselves. Then what happens? Our kids become teenagers. When the kids become teenagers, we are also getting old. We are not getting any young, and we are so stressed about the teenager issue, about the college, about different stuff, and our parents are getting older. So we have to take care when the kids are ready to go to college. We have to take care of our parents
Yeah.
because they need our attention. So where is the time here that we women are literally taking care of ourselves? Then the menopause hits. When the menopause hits, it's gone. Like, we don't understand what's going on because of, then we go into medication, we go into hormone therapy. By the time you turn around, your life is completely gone. So start today, whatever age you are. I started focusing on getting healthy when I was 41 years old. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Start today, wherever you are. So being healthy makes you mentally strong. Your confidence goes up. Your energy level goes up, that you can take care of the family. You can take care of your, whatever life brings to your face. Your work and atmosphere will improve, and you overall, I feel that I am a better person, and I'm in control of my life, and I am not lost. I'm okay to be at the space where I am now. Does it mean that I'm not going to be sick tomorrow? I don't know. I might be sick tomorrow. Things can happen. All I know is that I am doing the right thing, and when I go to the doctor, my numbers are all looking good, and I'm okay with that right now. But let's say in 5 years or 10 years, I don't know what life is going to hold for me. Cancer doesn't happen because I'm working out. Cancer happens for totally different reasons, right? So what is in store? I don't know. But I can truly tell you that I'm taking care of myself today, so I don't regret tomorrow. So I don't diabetic. I don't know. I don't have a family history of diabetic. I'm eating right. I am watching what the glycemic index that goes in my body. I'm watching my blood sugar. But is that going? Can I tell you for sure that I won't get diabetic? I might get diabetic, but I know that I am doing everything correct. In spite of it, if I get it, I know I have the mental strength, and my body is at the right place that I can deal with it in a very positive way. If I'm going to pull myself down with the unknown, I cannot function today. So, like my husband says, shit happens. So how do you face it? You face it with I mean, we all will go through our emotions. I'm not here to say you cannot be emotional. Absolutely. But I know in my heart I'm doing everything correct. In spite of it, if it happens, it
Yeah.
happens. That's it. So
Yeah.
that's what I think about being healthy lifestyle. That's what I want to take forward with my healthy lifestyle. That's what I want to spread to people. So don't
Yeah.
so start today. Don't wait for
Yeah.
tomorrow. You don't know what is in tomorrow. So
Yeah. Yeah. Totally makes a lot of sense. And uh, to just add to what your husband
uh-huh.
said, like shit happens.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Life, like somebody wise has said, that life is shot at you point blank.
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
things happen on your face
Absolutely.
point blank. Question is, are you ready for it or not? And
Absolutely.
that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
If you are fit and healthy, you're probably
Mm-hmm.
be going to be ready to take on all of that.
Yeah.
And so, coming back to some of the force that you talked about,
Mm-hmm.
one is on the exercise part. In your experience,
Uh-huh.
um, why do people struggle to put exercise as a priority? Is it what in your experience? What do you see among people you work with?
So, okay, there are several aspects to it. Some people, they um they think they don't have time in a day. They
Yeah.
cannot find time in a day, which is in my sane brain, I cannot accept that. Okay,
Hmm.
so you can find time in the brain. I mean, you can find time in the day to do little exercise. Okay, So number two, the first time they go to an exercise class, their body hurts. It's supposed to hurt.
Yeah.
They just come back and say, hey, that's hurting me, so now I cannot walk. But and actually, for when you, the more you work out, like you can ask Andy. I know you interviewed Andy, my coach, instructor. So he says, if my body is not hurting, he's questioning it. I just got a text today, why isn't everybody saying your body is not hurting? Nobody has complained about it. I'm like, Andy, I'm distracted right now. Your body should hurt. So if your body hurts, you did a good exercise. So people just do that, and then they're like, oh my god, my body hurts, so they get away. Okay. And people expect the magic to happen just overnight. Like you go to one class and you think like, I'm going to come and weight lift like 15 pounds. That's not going to happen. Start with 3 pounds, go up slowly. If you can't run, start with 0.1 mile run, walk a little bit. You know that. I mean, you're an expert in coaching with that. So nobody is going to be able to run 13.1 miles overnight. So start slow. So the more you adapt, it is in your brain. Train your brain to say, I'm not giving up. You will do it. I know friends whose knees hurt and they're putting a knee cast and they are still running. Okay. And we have plantar fasciitis, people still run. People have back pain, people still run. And I was fascinated with two people that in my whole journey of doing half marathons, there was one guy who ran with one leg and one was an artificial leg, and he ran 13.1 mile. And there was a pregnant woman who ran the whole time. So we have to tell ourselves there is no excuse. If that person can do it, what is your excuse? You cannot have an excuse. And it's okay. The first step is to wear the shoes and get out. Do whatever you want. So that is what. I also hear people, women in particular, they don't want to do weightlift. When I ask them why, they immediately say, I don't want a bulky body. But I'm here to say, weightlifting is not going to give you a bulky body. It will tone your body. So there is a difference between bulkiness and toning. So people who you see on a poster, or you are in the commercial, or you see bulky people, their lifestyle is totally different. And some people are in steroids, and I will never get there, and I don't want to be there. So I am okay to lift my 10 pounds and 15 pounds. Whatever toning I get, I am fine with that. So don't imagine that just by doing that, you're going to get there. No, that takes a lot of commitment, lot of workout, lot of eating habits that I will never get there. So that is one thing that people say. When I say, hey, I go lift weight, they're like, oh, I will never do that. No, give it a try. It's okay. And the other thing for I see is the group exercise. A lot of my friends, they don't want a group exercise because they are conscious. If I am doing Zumba, let's say the Zumba teacher is going on a left and I might do a right, and then people get conscious to say, I'm not doing the right thing. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. Everybody is focused on their own workout. Everybody is focused on their own weights and whatever they can do. The main important thing is you were there trying to do something. It is up to the instructor to fix your form. Yes, the instructor will fix your form. But it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay. So get to a group lesson. For me, group classes works because I am in competition with myself. So when I am seeing you doing more weight than I am, I want to try to push myself to do more weight than you are doing. So that is a healthy competition. So find what will work for you and get there. So don't shy away from exercise. Don't come up with excuses. Every single day, at least go for a walk. It's the most easiest thing that you can do. Go for a walk. Can you do it overnight, 10,000 steps? No. Short, slow and steady will get you there.
Makes a lot of sense. No, makes a lot of sense. And I think for people who are listening to this and who are dealing with excuses, I come across a lot of people who are committed to
Yes.
lifestyle. They are committed to health, but they struggle to be consistent. They
Yes.
struggle to, and whatever you said makes a lot of sense. What I hear is a lot of people are embarrassed. There's a lot of fear, and
Mm-hmm.
it's all a starting problem.
Study problem.
And so that those are great observations, and hopefully people are making a mental note about it. The other thing you talked about,
Mm-hmm.
which is on your top four, is mindful eating,
Yes.
which is very powerful.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us eat while we work, or we eat while we watch a TV. And so to your point about building a relationship with the food you eat
Uh-huh.
is so profound, so
Mm-hmm.
powerful,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like being present while
Yes.
you're eating, like here and
Yes.
now, when you're eating that piece of whatever you're
Absolutely.
eating,
Absolutely.
like really being present. And I think we've seen this in a lot of ancient cultures and ancient practices.
Mm-hmm.
Some cultures, people pray before they
Mm-hmm.
eat. In some,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
in my in the culture that I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
we would actually do certain
Yeah.
rituals,
Yeah.
ajamanams,
Yes.
before we
Yes.
eat.
Yes.
And I think I'm connecting that with what you just said, which is
Yes.
that was a way for us to respect what we're
Yes.
eating.
Absolutely. So with mindfulness, again, what I do, I don't work. I work from home. I mean, I do the health coaching, which is my time. So when I'm eating, sometimes I'm lonely. I eat by myself and I'm
Mm,
watching TV. There's nobody at the house. So what I consciously do, I take my food, one helping of everything that I need. I will
mhm,
make sure I have the protein. I'll make sure all the macros are in my food. I go sit in front of the TV and I eat and I never get up.
mhm,
So that works for me. So if you're going to be in front of the monitor, I tell everybody plan way ahead, plan your food. So these days, I know, living even in India, people do that. But for us, working women who are in this country where you don't have help, people to come and clean and do your dishes every single day, and you have all you they have little kids. Weekdays get so busy that you have to run around everywhere. Everybody plans ahead. Everybody plans on the
mm,
weekend and they make a couple of dishes and they keep it. So I tell my clients, plan ahead, come up with a what do you call index card, and
mm,
write exactly what you want in the beginning. Like when you're starting this journey of being a healthy lifestyle, I want to eat healthy, I want to clean up everything. So start making a chart saying Monday I will eat this, Tuesday I will eat this, right, for the whole week. And do a prep work on the weekends. Okay,
mhm,
so when you're working, when you're in front of the monitor, you know what you're going to eat that day and you've already prepared it, or you already have a plan. So it should take you 2 seconds to go get it and come and sit down and eat. Okay.
mhm,
If you have to go into work, I have seen people who will have containers with different colored lids and they put food in there. So they're not thinking in the morning, they're just grabbing one container and they go and they know they have a healthy food. But it
mhm,
involves some planning. So you got to be planning. And the other mindfulness that I strongly suggest, clean up your pantry. So some
mm,
people will come and say, I have kids, I cannot do that, I cannot throw my junk out. Fair enough. Keep one place just for you. Don't go to the other place. Just stick with your place where you have your food. Okay. So buy good buy good food, buy what do you call food that is healthy. Keep it in that space so
mhm,
that no you are not confused about it. Another mindfulness, parties. I hear a lot about parties. People are going into parties, people invited. Today you're inviting, tomorrow someone else is inviting. So I have to go and do justice. And not everybody is going to cook with healthiness in their mind. And
mhm,
there is going to be bad carbs, there's going to be a dessert, there's going to be stuff that your body really doesn't need it. And I always say, think about if you take one mouthful, your brain is going to be happy. Okay, it is all
mm,
in your brain. If you take one mouthful of that bad whatever that is, okay, whatever, let's say a dessert, a cake. You're going to take one mouthful of that sweetness and the carbs. Your brain is going to get the taste and it's going to be happy. Walk away from it after that one bite, because that one bite is going to add up the calories, and that's okay. But if you take more than that, it will take you a lifelong to get that calories down. So do you
Mm.
want that? You don't want that. So, and the more, and in India, people from India, they go to the temple and they get prasad. So they will say, today I go to this temple, I got some prasad from there. The second next day is something else. They go to a different temple, they get a prasad, and they give you a prasad in a big container. They eat the whole thing, and it'll be with white rice, puliara, with white rice. You go to the next one, you will get something which, the jaggery dish. They eat the whole thing. You don't need it. God will bless you either way. Just take
Mm.
one spoon for your satisfaction, because
Yes.
it's offered to God. We all are set in our brain. We cannot, say no to God. Walk away, because it'll only take you 1 minute to eat that, but it will
Mhm.
take you a long time to get it out. So remember that when you're doing your mindfulness. So connect with that food and say,
Mm.
I need to be mindful. And take it in a positive sense. Don't take it in a negative sense. God is going to love you anyway. Okay. Whether you're going to eat the whole thing, he'll still bless you. If you eat one spoon, he's still going to bless you. But so change your mindset,
Yeah.
change the way you're thinking. So when people are calling you for parties, I either, if I know that I'm not going to get good food and I know them, they're not going to make food that I like, I would rather eat at home and go there and pretend that I'm eating.
Yeah.
And this
Why
day
not?
and age, when you go outside, like yesterday we went out, I ate at 9 o'clock. We
Mm.
decided to go to a pizza place. I ordered cauliflower pizza, and that's
Mm.
okay. So you get options these days. So connect with the food and read. Like somebody was telling me the other day, when they are cooking, if it is a boring soup, instead of saying, oh, I made soup today, every single day you're making soup, come up with a restaurant style, to tell them what you're really making. Like if you're making a tomato soup, you can say, I I sauteed some roasted tomatoes and sprinkled it with turmeric powder and some garlic, and garnished with garlic and some cilantro. Come up with a
Yeah.
fancy restaurant names or restaurant that will make it interesting. And you say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm a gourmet cook. I can make this
Yeah.
soup every single day. So be mindful. Be mindful
Yeah.
of what you're eating. Connect with the food. Don't overdo it. And I say this again and again, your body only needs so much food. It does not
Yeah.
need a big piece of cake. It does not need.
Yeah.
So that's,
Lovely. Actually, the last one point that you made about making food sound more interesting.
yeah,
It's a very powerful small. It's a small tip, but it's a very powerful tip because I think I think we get so caught up in the furniture in the house, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's like when you walk into the house, if it was
yeah,
not your house, you would
yeah,
look at your furniture and say, wow, what a beautiful furniture.
yeah.
But if you're living in your own house, you're like walking by it every day and you don't
You
notice
don't
it.
care.
And the same thing with food. You may
Yeah,
be eating rasam,
yeah,
every
yeah.
day, but rasam is actually exotic food.
Sorted.
Think
Exactly.
about it. If you think
Exactly.
about it, the kind of things
Yeah,
that go in it is exotic.
yeah,
And
exactly.
and to what you said, just bring that into
Yeah,
day to day.
yeah.
Being mindful and being present, being
Present.
conscious.
Yeah,
It really makes a huge difference.
yeah.
Wonderful. And about rest, the last part you
Yes,
mentioned, another very very
yes,
important.
yes.
So the other thing is today with things like smartwatches,
Mm-hmm.
you can actually measure the
Yes,
quality of your sleep.
yes,
And I've been experimenting with that.
yes,
It makes a huge difference
yes,
to wake up in the morning and be
yeah,
told how much of deep sleep you had. And
yes.
it's shocking to learn
Uh-huh.
that you don't get deep sleep unless you, again coming back to, unless you consciously plan for it.
Yes.
Be it, it could be things like having a certain light,
Mm-hmm.
certain light environment in your room
Mm-hmm.
you sleep, or certain sounds, like for
Mm-hmm.
people you can listen to certain kinds of music when
Yeah,
you sleep. All of
absolutely.
that can be done, but there are tools available today, and
Yes.
you can do that. And
Yes.
just to add to what you were saying about
Yeah.
the importance of rest and sleep.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. So it is very, people also don't understand that it makes a very big impact in your day-to-day life. If you don't, I have a cousin who has a sleep apnea, and he struggles. Like in the daytime, he's not able to exercise because when he gets
Hmm.
up, he didn't get a good sleep, so he is not able to function during the daytime. And so it is, our eating habits also falls behind because we don't get to sleep, and we are in a bad mood if we don't
Yeah.
sleep, so everything adds up. So sleeping is very important. So if it is something that you are working on and you say I can function with 4 hours sleep, think again. If you function with 3 4 hours sleep, you might function better with a 8 to 9 hours sleep.
Yeah.
So go to bed and
Mhm.
sleep away. So
Yeah, the other thing, Sukanya, that's very important is, as we age,
uh-huh.
our the importance of recovery is extremely
Exactly.
crucial. Like I was having a
Exactly.
conversation with a friend of mine
Uh-huh.
about doing marathons
Mm-hmm.
after you're 60 and 70, and
Yep.
I see people who are doing that,
Uh-huh.
and the crucial part of it is focusing on rest and recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can have high mileage vehicle, which is your
Absolutely.
body, but you
Yeah.
got to take care of it. And if you don't sleep
Absolutely.
and recover, that's not going to be
It's not
possible.
going to be. Yeah, absolutely. So your
Yeah,
body, you have to give your time for your body to heal. Your
recover.
brain
Yeah,
has to calm. So otherwise, whatever you try to do during the day, it's
yes,
wasted,
yeah,
literally wasted. So
yeah.
yeah,
We
get
can't
some
live
sleep.
like we are all 17 and 18 all for the
Uh,
for the
Tell
whole
me
entire
about
life.
it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah.
Like a lot of people jokingly, when they wish themselves their
Hmm.
40th birthday or 50th birthday, always reminding themselves it's they're still 18 and 20 and whatever.
Yeah.
No, the reality
No,
is you need to take
then
rest. You need to
the
get find
the
time to
age
recover.
catches up. Age
Catches
catches
up.
up with us, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And beautiful. That's so powerful, important aspects of health and lifestyle. The other thing I've about you, Sukanya, is that your fashion, and you always turned up, and you're
Thank you.
I mean it as a compliment.
Thank you.
But I also know that it's not like what's happening in the background is
Yeah.
always smooth, right? You're dealing with your
Absolutely.
own challenges, but
Absolutely.
you seem to be very centered.
Yeah.
You're finding your center. You've not derailed over the last 10 years you've been in this journey, right?
Yeah. No.
But it happens to a lot of people. They take on something, they derail when something bad happens in life.
Yes.
The
Yes.
whole thing goes out.
Yeah.
But in your case, you stayed course.
Yeah.
So what's behind that? How do you gather strength? How are you keeping yourself centered?
So um okay, so exercise is an addiction for me. Like the people, you and I, we cannot live without exercising. But
Hmm.
did it come overnight? No, it came over a period of years of exercising all the time. And it is also a stress buster for me, right?
Hmm.
So for me, if I'm stressed, I can just go for a jog and I can get my stress. I just talk to myself and my brain, and it's my meditation. I say it's my
Hmm.
Zen time. It is my me time. It is my, when I'm angry, I want to punch somebody annoys me, I can run and I can come back in a better mood. So
Hmm.
running and exercising makes you feel that way. I'm
Yeah.
actually a better person when I exercise. I'm a very bad person when I don't exercise. So I would rather do that than to
Yeah.
just slob away sitting around. So that is one thing. And the second thing,
Hmm.
I have to give credit to my family. My husband is my pillar of strength, and my boys too. My daughter-in-law now. So everybody calls and they boost me,
Hmm.
boost my spirits. Does it mean that I'm always like this? Like you said, no. I have my moments, I have my thing, and Spirituality is a part of me that I know. I do read a lot of spiritual books, and I do a lot of self realization.
Mhm.
Somebody, a very good friend of mine who passed away with brain tumor, Ravi, he got married and he went to a temple, and then his wife said, "What did you pray?" Like usually we all pray for, you know, I want to have a beautiful marriage. The marriage should last long. He said, "I want to self-realize," and that stuck with me to say,
Mm.
there's always two sides to everything. So I want to be positive, to deal and bring out my positivity. So that helps me, and hopefully that will help others. Like most of you know, my mom passed away recently in January of last year. I had just been in over a year, so it was been a very tough time. My mom was in her. I knew that our days were numbered, and she was literally bedridden, and my husband was home. I had to get out. So I took my
Mhm.
cycle and I went for a 2-hour bike ride, and I came back. Lucky
Mhm.
that my husband was home and he was monitoring her,
Yeah.
that I could do that. Um, that was my step, my relief. Like I
Mm.
was one in the nature. I am there riding my bike. There's nobody but the nature and me. And I'm thanking everything that, that came my way, what my,
Mm.
the opportunity. And I am, and I will always be honored that I was able to take care of mom, you know.
Mm.
So that is a privilege and an honor that was given to me.
Mhm.
So I want to appreciate that. So yes, it was hard. After I lost her, it was very hard. But I couldn't wait to get back into my routine. I couldn't wait to get back into my exercise. So I've gotten into hiking these days. So every time I hike, I want to say thank you to the nature. I want to go up
Mm.
and say thank you for giving me the strength that I'm able to be here, walking this mountain, walking this hill. How many people can do it? So I was able to do it. I'm doing it, and at my age, and I want to be thankful for that.
Yeah.
So if we are thankful for what comes our way, good or bad, and when bad things happen, it's a learning process. We want to be able to say this was meant to happen. It happened,
Mm.
and deal with it with a positivity. If bad things happen, you're glad that bad thing happened to you and not your loved one. So it's
Mm.
okay. You will have the support, and we will move on. Um, and just be thankful for the moment. When I
Yeah.
this morning I ran in the cold. There was nobody in Florida roads. Florida was so quiet, and I'm like, everybody is inside cold. But I want to say thanks to my body that I was able to
Yeah.
wear the shoes and I was able to go, and my mind that I pushed myself to get out. Because when you are done with it, the feeling is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's just a starting point. So positivity, just be positive, and we all have one life to live. In the end, we all are going to die. So how you want to lead your life is left up to you. So if you
Yeah.
are okay to sit there and say things was going to happen to you, I'm here to say it is not going to happen to you. You got to do something for things to happen to you, right, in a
Yeah.
positive way. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what keeps me going.
That's so. You said a lot of things in that what you just shared. I just want to call out on a couple of things. One is,
Hmm.
you talked about exercise as something that is a stress buster,
Yes.
which is to do with mental health.
Uh-huh.
So exercise is just not about physical health, but
Hmm.
exercising, being active,
Hmm.
is about getting moving, being stress free, and therefore has a direct impact on mental health.
Hmm.
you know Peace and
Absolutely.
being peaceful and being calm and those kind of
Absolutely.
things. So that's something that you shared. The other thing you shared about gratitude and being thankful, that's
Hmm.
very, very profound. Because, and you also talked about spirituality, but I do think that you may have said it in two different things.
Uh-huh.
But isn't spirituality really being having being grateful, in a way?
Yeah.
Right, and you just beautifully articulated it. Being thankful for being alive, being
Yeah.
thankful that you're
That's it.
here, and being
Yeah.
thankful for what you have. And that's very profound. That's
Yeah.
really, really profound. And if there's one thing I think if
Hmm.
anyone listening to this can take away today,
Hmm.
is that it's so
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, we all have our own journey. Everybody wants to be a better person. Everybody wants to thrive to be better. We all want to move forward, not backward.
Yeah.
And but it is in your hand how you want to deal
Yeah.
with it. I mean, things happen, shit happens, you know.
Yeah.
If my husband hears this, he's going to laugh and say, Sukanya, really, you said that? Because I do have my moments. I'm not going to lie here saying
Yeah.
it is perfect all the time. But again, that's when
Yeah.
family comes in. That's when you hear, when you say something, I want to listen to it and I want to get away taking something from what you said
Hmm.
and try to practice it in my life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not going to come overnight. It'll take a while, but I'll get there. But move
Yeah.
forward. That should
Yeah.
be everybody's goal. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and I think that's another important aspect. You're sharing so much gold, Sukanya. So I have to
You're
call it
so
out.
sweet.
The other thing that you just shared, the family aspect of
Mhm.
it, right?
Yeah.
And I think I would just extend it to community,
Yeah.
and,
Absolutely.
and kind of distill it in under relationships. Quality
Yes.
of relationships.
Yes.
I hear psychologists talk about something called oxytocin.
Mm-hmm.
There is serotonin, there is dopamine.
Dopamine.
If you talk to neuroscientists, they say essentially you are just these three chemicals operating at
Yeah.
different levels,
I
right?
hear you.
That's
I
all you
hear
are,
you.
nothing else.
That's all you are. Yeah.
That's all you are. So, and relationships and community, that's where the whole oxytocin part of it
Absolutely.
comes in, is what I hear from neuroscientists.
Yeah.
And so that's very powerful. So what does that mean? It means that if you're having a trouble in certain relationships, friends or siblings or
Mm-hmm.
spouse or parents, go out and forgive
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
heal the relationship,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Life is too short. So,
Yeah.
yeah, grievances doesn't help us in a long term, but
Yeah.
got to try. Got to be in our space and do our best and try. In spite of it, if people don't want to reach out, they don't have to reach out. I have
Yeah.
again, I have few relationships that we don't want to talk about. That's not going anywhere. But I know that I'm
Yeah.
okay to call, and if I know
Yeah.
that I'm at wrong, I'm okay to call and say I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
mean it that way.
Yeah.
But we all misunderstand, and the way I talk can be totally misunderstood by someone, or I
Yeah.
might unintentionally hurt someone. I'm not an
Yeah.
angel. I'm not perfect. But in the end, we all need to be. Relationships are very important, and
Yeah.
family is very important. And it's okay to call and say I'm sorry, and but the other person should also be in that space to
Yeah. Receive
embrace
it.
you and receive it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
But Sukanya, if you read some of the ancient scriptures, if you look at what Zen or any of
Hmm.
any wise any work of wisdom,
Hmm.
uh, what I have learned is that for a lot of times when you talk about forgiveness, people tend to think that you're giving in, which
Hmm.
is completely incorrect.
No.
It's got
Yes.
nothing to do with that. Forgiveness frees you.
That's
You are
so
freeing
true.
yourself from that
Yes.
emotion. That's it,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
you're not
Absolutely.
you're not trying to control, or so it is not about them, it's about you. If you forgive,
Absolutely.
you're
Yes.
free.
Yes. But it takes a while to get there. You have to
Mhm.
be in a different set of
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah. It's a journey. It's a
It's a
journey.
journey, and it's a very
Yeah,
deep conversation. That is a
yeah,
very deep conversation about relationships. It's very hard. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Absolutely. So, I think we those four from those four areas we kind of dwelt in many other sub
Yes.
areas as well, which are very
Yes.
powerful.
Yes.
And you also talked about spirituality, which is so when you for you, do you do you follow a system? Do you have a guru? How do you train yourself from a spiritual point of view?
Yes. Okay. So my spirituality comes from reading books mostly,
Mm,
right? So I read a lot of spiritual books, and but my thing is Ramana Maharishi. I don't know if you have heard
hmm.
of him. Have you heard
Yeah,
of
yeah,
him?
Yeah.
So I got into that family because Ramana Maharishi has a brother, and the brother got married and his kids. They're
Hmm.
all our friends, and
Hmm.
they actually, one of the son got married to the daughter. I mean, to his own cousin, and they live in Chapel Hill. The wife and the Ravi is the one who passed away, and so when Ravi passed away, I got into the Ramana Maharishi ashram because
Hmm.
Ravi wanted to die in the ashram, and my husband was a pediatric neuro oncology. So he advised Ravi that he cannot go to India and die. He has a better facility here. So Ravi passed away here. But I promised Ravi that I will go to the ashram. So ever since, every time I go to India,
Yeah.
it so happens I, my husband rolls his eyes every time I tell him this. But the truth is, every time the flight lands in India, I will say, if you want to see me, bring me there. And you know what? I end up there. I don't know how. I don't
Hmm.
even plan, but I end up there. So that kind of uh, Ramana Maharishi is a person who never believed in religion. So he took us that cross belt that we Brahmins wear. So he took that off, and then is just very spiritual person. So the more, and that family brought me into the spirituality, because when I go to that family, the husband died, Ravi, and Ranjini, the wife. She's amazing. You go into the house, you'll only hear laughter. Doesn't mean
Hmm.
that she doesn't miss him. She misses him every second of her life. But the positive attitude that she has, the two young kids, it's just amazing to me. And so she brought me into spirituality with her silence.
Hmm.
She never spoke, she never imposed anything on me, but I saw her, the way she lived, the way she brought our family together, missing Ravi silently. That it made me into Ramana Maharishi Ashram. And so I'm very much into Ramana Maharishi Ashram and Tiruvannamalai,
Yeah.
where Shiva is. So I read a lot of books that kind of opened my eyes to
Hmm.
spirituality. And I don't talk about that a lot. I don't share about it because I
Yeah.
feel it's very personal for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, but I'm open to all books that will make me improve myself, my
Yeah.
thinking, and definitely want to be a better person. I too have a long way to go.
Yeah.
I'm in no way perfect. So
Yeah.
yes.
No, that's beautiful. And I think a lot of what you shared in terms of your own, your own perspectives of life, like gratitude, for
Yes.
example. You personally may not have bracketed it as spiritual. Maybe for you, it's a very practical thing you do. But guess what? I mean, you that is very spiritual.
Yeah.
From what I have read and what I hear,
Yeah.
if you can be in a state of constant gratitude, you're already spiritual.
That's it.
You don't need
Yeah,
the books,
exactly.
you don't need any, you
That's
don't
it.
need
I know.
anything,
I wish I
right?
can say that, but yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
at a
I've
happy
seen some
place.
I've seen
I'm
some
at a
videos
happy
of
space. Yeah.
great, yeah, happy space. Yeah, I've seen some videos of Ramana Maharishi, and
Yeah.
it's a very beautiful, very moving. His whole story of
Yeah.
what he's done in that hill town, right?
Yes. Yes.
In Tamil Nadu.
Tiruvannamalai.
It's
Yeah.
he's an amazing human being. Yeah,
He's an amazing human being. And I see that in that family. And
yeah,
that's what brought me closer to that, to spirituality. Till then, if you ask me, I'll say I want to be a good person. I want to learn in the process. And we have all these emotions. And then I saw
yeah.
mom. When my mom took her last breath in front of
Hmm.
me, that was a life changing thing. I want to say when I went through cancer, that was a life changing event for
Hmm.
me. I wanted to better myself. And then when my mom took her last breath, that completely has given me a perspective of life to say, you know what, we don't take anything from this life. And,
Hmm.
my mom, if I ask my mom, I say this to all my friends, if I ask my mom, what is that one thing that would have made you happy in your lifetime? My mom would have said, I had an opportunity to talk to Santosh. Okay. So that was my mom's greatest achievement. In her own way, she was
Hmm.
happy to do what she did. But what is it that I want to do? I think differently from my mom. I am not my mom is a very dedicated person. I
Hmm.
am not that dedicated like my mom. So what is it that I want to do in my life? If I take my last breath, what is it that I want to take with me? I'm not taking my money. I'm not taking
Mhm.
my jewelry. I'm not taking any of that. But I will take my experiences with me. I will take walking, hiking that Kilimanjaro, which I'm planning, by the way. So,
Mhm.
hiking Kilimanjaro would be my experiences that I
Mhm.
want to take with me. Living a healthy lifestyle is what I want to take it with me. So, what are my kids going to hold on to? I'm holding on to a few stuff that my mom left behind.
Mhm.
Are my kids going to hold my mom's stuff? I doubt it. For them, it will be like it's parties, and that's okay. Their kids, how much are they going to hold my mom's? They're not going
Mhm.
to. So we
Yeah.
all are going to disappear, and that's it.
Yeah.
This is life. So our kids
Mhm.
might hold on to our stuff. Their kids, maybe we are grandma and grandpas. Their kids, they
Mhm.
won't even know us. So this is my life. This is my time.
Mhm.
This is my time with Santosh, which I really appreciate. I want to do the best. I want to make the best. I want to live
Yeah.
the best. So that is what I want to tell. Spread the word. Say,
Yeah.
live the best life that you possibly can, and
Mhm.
live for yourself, because nobody else is going to live your life.
Yeah.
My mom, I cremated my mom. She's gone, and I live with the memories, and that's all I have.
Mhm.
So there's nothing else of mom and dad's that I'm going to hold on to. So that kind of changed my perspective of, like,
Mhm.
this is what I want to do, and I want to stick with it. So
Mhm. Mhm. Beautiful. I think that's very deep, profound, and for people who are listening to this, it might provoke some uncomfortable questions, and which is
hopefully,
good. We do hope
absolutely,
that it does,
absolutely, absolutely.
and so Sukanya, I think we covered a fair bit of ground today. We went wide and we went quite
I know. It's
deep in
like an
certain
hour.
aspects.
I didn't even think it would be an hour, but it's an
Yeah,
hour. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
and
Yeah,
and in nutshell, that's what is lifestyle, that is what is healthy
absolutely.
lifestyle all about. It's just not about
Absolutely.
one thing, it's a combination of many things, but it's all
Absolutely.
about really converging to a better version of who you are.
You are exactly.
And that's what I'm taking away from what you've
Yes.
been sharing.
Yes.
So hey, uh, thanks a lot for your
Thank
time.
you.
I let you go and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, come doing this with me, and I hope, I really feel good in my heart that it was a great, great episode. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for giving me this opportunity.
thanks, Kanya. Have a good
Bye.
one.